Today I am over in Pontneathvaughan, outside a pub called The Angel, and I'm going for a walk today up to the famous Waterfalls. Now it's been raining heavily for the last 24 hours, so we should get a good show, and at the end of the walk come back down to the pub for a pub meal. Now there are 4 waterfalls, but we don't know how far we're going to go today, so we'll just take one waterfall at a time. As a child we used to come over here every summer, and while I was recently looking through some of my cine films, I found one of when we came over here back in the 1970s, and I don't suppose it's changed one bit. Look at these beautiful, spectacular rocks. Nice wide paths, but there's a lot of water, like I said, so mustn't get too close, otherwise you could get washed away. Look at that trunk there, and that's an interesting shape, isn't it? As you can see, the water is a bit fierce. There's a little cove down here. If you can hear me, I do not know. Look at that boulder there. When there's not a lot of water, you can go down and paddle. Today is not a paddling day. I do love seeing a rock formation. Just think about how many millions of years they have been there. I have pictures somewhere of us playing down on those very slippery rocks. It's amazing to think that even some Welsh people don't know this exists. There's a lot of these places that are hidden away amongst the woodlands, but in the summer this can get quite busy. So if you do come and visit in the summer, come early in the day. I would love to walk this path during dawn and to listen to the birds as they wake up against the gentle strolling of our babbling river. Not today though. Look at this, where the soil has eroded from the bottom. You could go and have a picture taken right underneath the rocks there, because we're very close to the caves. Not too far from here is a place called Danarogov Show Caves, and maybe at some point in the future we will go there. It's where you can go in the cave system, and they've got lights there and stalactites and stalagmites all hanging off the walls. It's another place to put on the list of things to go and see. This is why I think if I had a car, then the whole world would open up to me. I quite fancy, although I haven't got the cash, I quite fancy a Morris Traveller. Could you see me in that, driving around the Welsh hills and vales? Now here is the old railway track, not for trains though. I would assume this is for the coal mine, or for a mine of some sort. You can see the holes in the rocks here. Look at these little side waterfalls there. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. So they've got these grids on some of the caves so that you can't go in them, because obviously back in the day kids would have gone for an adventure. I don't know if I would like to go in and be under the mountain here, but I wouldn't mind watching somebody else's video when they do it. Do you remember doing things like this? Putting a rope on a tree and coming into the woods to have a good old swing. Oh, there's a bridge here. I wonder if this is a viewing platform or if this takes us to a different part. Look at that down there. Beautiful. Look at all the root system. The trees, and look at that, there is a rope there so you can have a jump into the river. I don't think I will be doing it, not today, not any day in fact. So I don't think we're going down this path, but according to the sign that takes us to the silicon mine. But I think we're going to back on ourselves a bit and head the way we've come and just turn right. So we're now heading up to Gladys's waterfall. Now we're heading deep into the rainforest. Oh, could do with a cup of tea. I think we're coming up to a viewpoint now. And it looks like there could be somebody camping, is there? No. Looks like garden gnomes. Maybe they've come and spread the ashes of somebody. Right, let's go down anyway and have a look at the water. Oh yes, it is summer day camping. Anybody fancy a dip?
Window Ranch.
So now we are on top of that waterfall down the bottom that you can walk behind. Nice little spot to do a bit of camping up the top here. You'd get a bit of a surprise if you came down here in a rubber dinghy, wouldn't you? You then suddenly went off the edge. Now the walk does go on for a further 4 miles, but because of the rain that we've had, the path is very muddy. So we're now going to head back to the pub, have a warm cup of tea, maybe even a bowl of soup in this weather. And it would be great if they had the rotary fire on, but I doubt it. But anyway, let's have a look what they've got down the pub.
We were walking through the woods today, sunlight dancing on our way, waterfalls singing their sweet tune. Now the night is coming soon. Footsteps quiet on the leafy trail, telling stories that we won't fail. Laughter echoing through the trees in the cool evening breeze. We're heading home tonight, leaving behind daylight. Stars are guiding us alright, heading home under moonlight. Streams we cross hand in hand, nature's beauty oh so grand. Birds they sang their last goodbye underneath the twilight sky. We're heading home tonight, leaving behind daylight. Stars are guiding us alright, heading home under moonlight. In the car we drive away, memories of a perfect day. Warm tea waiting just for us in our little homely bus. We're heading home tonight, leaving behind daylight. Stars are guiding us alright, heading home under moonlight. We're heading home tonight, leaving behind daylight. Stars are guiding us alright, heading home under moonlight. We're heading home tonight. We're heading home tonight, leaving behind daylight. In the car we drive away, memories of a perfect day. Warm tea waiting just for us in our little homely bus.
So we've just got back from Pontneathvaughan, and we could have gone all the way to the top to waterfall number 4, but to be honest, after the 6-hour trek we did yesterday, look at this view. Cafe would go down a bomb up here, and down there is the little village of Treherbert. There's a lovely view. Yeah.
Oh, really?
There you go. It was a bit wet underfoot. We saw 2, maybe 3, and then we decided to come back. And it was good because I needed to come back anyway, because I had a delivery from Fen Farm Dairy. So this is how they do it. Can you just about see it there? It's very well packed. And this stuff here is sort of, I think it could be sheep's wool. It's to make it cool. I'm going to keep these and use them as insulation in the shed. And so they come with packing to make sure everything stays cool. And what have I ordered, I hear you cry? Well, I'll tell you now. And then you get a bit of, that can be used for something, I suppose. Just pop that to one side. Now, these are a bit damp, so I'm hoping that they haven't spilt. And that is just the dampness of the, yes, that's just the dampness of the cooler stuff. What do you call it? That. So I've ordered some Icelandic style yogurt made from Fen Farm Dairy. I'll get that right one day. So I've ordered, what's that? What flavour's that? Red currant, rhubarb and vanilla. And another one that I've had is, oh, look at that. Who thought using green as a text would be a good idea? Gooseberry and elderflower. Is it gooseberry? Gooseberry. Let's call the whole thing off. So that will pop in there. Now, I hadn't thought, because I've got my friends down, we've been eating out quite a bit. So I might have to transfer some of that into the freezer. And Bungay butter. The best butter you can get. You can almost taste the cow in it. And it's made with raw milk. What do you know about raw milk? And I usually buy a big slab of it for about £20, but they didn't have them. Look at that. Look at that, beautiful. Oh, stunning. So I just bought a small one. So I will keep this one in the fridge because it's quite soft, so I don't want it out on the worktop, although it's done nothing but rain so far this week. It's like a little block of cheese. So we'll pop that in there. Anyway, and then we've got another parcel. Right, let me get my knife. Sturdy knife. And this is why you really need to be in for a delivery. Now, I haven't bought raw milk from this farm before. Although I was talking to one of the local farmers this afternoon, in fact, and she was saying there's a possibility they could be going into raw milk and setting up a sort of dispenser thing so people can go and get their milk, which if that happened, that'd be glorious. So there it is, raw milk, and they say when it turns up, put it straight in the freezer if you're going to freeze it. Now I have enough milk, so I will put the whole lot in. But if I didn't freeze it, it says used by the 14th of, let me think, 14th of July. So if I wasn't going to freeze it, I would have to use it within a week. So I have enough milk now to see me through. Now what I will do is I will put a link to this farm, because the farmer is better at explaining raw milk and why they feel it's healthier than pasteurized milk. So I'll put a link to that so you can go off and watch it at your heart's content.
But how do we know that that milk, well, all of those steps, what we believe is produce raw drinking milk safely, is actually safe? The seventh and final step is verifying that the product that you make is safe. You need to have a little incubator, some petrofilm, and a 1 ml syringe, and your milk. And it's very simple really, is that you take 1 ml of milk out of this sample pot, and we add it to our petrofilm, bang on in the middle of the petrofilm. So once we've done that step, it's just a case of going in this incubator overnight. By the morning, we will have a close enough guess of where that milk is heading. Interesting here, we've got yesterday's. So overnight, so say this is 12 hours later, we won't truly know the exact count at that point. But what we do know is it's good enough. It's what we call a presumptive result. So we know by the morning the direction of travel of this petrofilm. This one here is measuring coliforms. So the current coliform limit for the Food Standards Agency in the UK is 100 counts on this little petrofilm. So I'm just putting onto the magnifying glass so I can count them properly, and I'm reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. So 5 dots, that's 5 coliforms, what we've picked up in 1 ml. To put that into some comparison, pasteurised milk, the legal limit in the UK is 10 coliforms to be legal to sell as pasteurised milk, and we're cleaner than that. We're cleaner than the pasteurised limit and we can do that on farm and prove it, which is an incredible feeling after all the years we've put into this.
So I've got some more of this straw. If I can find something to do, maybe I can keep that and put it around some strawberries. Maybe I need to buy some strawberry plants. Right, I don't know if we're going out for a meal again tonight, but I'm going to have a cup of tea and have a rest. Having visitors, it's all well and good. It's very nice to see them. But in Wales, there's a bit of a tradition that when you open the door, you go, "Nice to see you. Now, when are you going back?" Because we like to know. So they've got one more day, and I was going to take them down to Too Good to Waste, but we've done that today. We've already been down to Too Good to Waste this afternoon. And yes, I did see something. You know those plates I bought the other day? There were 4 or 5 left there. So I've bought them, and I've bought something else as well, which could be for the shed, or it could be for the house. I think I'm going to keep it for the shed. But there was a chaise longue there, and I've been umming and ahhing for the past week about whether to get it. And when I said I'll buy it, not knowing where this was going to be put, they'd sold it. So good thing. It all turned out right in the end. So I don't know. I'm just going to fill the kettle, one sec. I was going to take them down to see the Cherokee Male Voice Choir rehearse, but I got my days wrong. They rehearse on a Monday, not on a Tuesday. So I'm going to have a cup of tea, relax, and then find out what we're going to do next.